Virgo, I see you having a new relationship entering your life, and it's going to be causing a lot of watching eyes to be pretty jealous of you here. And I want to also be talking about Virgo when it comes to my tarot readings. Well, yes, I'll be talking about the positive things in your life. What makes my tarot readings different is that I'll be providing a little bit of a blueprint about how you go from point A to point B, so you can hear the good things and also know how to claim those good things. But also, when I talk about relationships, Virgo, I don't just mean romance. Again, when it comes to my readings, darling, I know you'll be used to so many romantic readings. I talk about just human to human relationships. So this could be like your next best friend, you know, a new work relationship type of thing here. All right. And so it could be romance as well. But I also want to just be making it very clear that don't just be looking at this through the scope of just romantic love, because we have so many other relationships in our lives. So if I sound like the type of tarot reader for you, darling, let's just get started here, Virgo. All right. So in your current situation right now, darling, is you have the Four of Swords with the Ace of Cups, Virgo. So you have been in this place of healing. All right. In your challenged position, I feel like it's been really hard for you to make new friends, for you to open yourself up to new people, probably for a few reasons, Virgo, because of what happened in the past. Maybe you have some trust issues and you've been needing to heal from. So it feels like in general for the past like 2 or 3 years for you, Virgo, you've been needing to really just heal from relationships as a whole, from family, traumatic family relationships, friendships that ended up going sour, romantic relationships that ended up betraying your trust. Overall, when it came to your heart chakra, darling, it was pretty damaged, because for you, Virgo, you are just such a kind soul. And like when it comes to human relationships, like you just are presenting like your most authentic, normal self, and you're hoping that other people match you in that energy. And I feel like you've been extremely disappointed by people in the past that just can't seem to act normal. I feel like on some level as well, Virgo, when it comes to relationships that have turned sour towards you, it gives me like this sense of where I feel like people develop like these weird toxic narratives about you, where they're just like, oh, Virgos just thinks they're better than everybody. I don't know, like it's this weird reaction people have towards you, and I think it's because they can't figure you out, or it's like you intimidate them on some level. So when it comes to relationships, I feel like a lot of people just end up projecting a narrative onto you and end up just convincing themselves of a toxic narcissistic Virgo, when that's just not the case at all. Like you're just sitting there existing and trying to mind your own business there. I feel like for you, Virgo, just overall though, we have this Page of Cups coming in here. We have the Two of Cups coming in here as well. And then afterwards, we have this Wheel of Fortune. All right. So all your cards are pointing in this direction, Virgo, of a new relationship coming into your life here. And I just worry a little bit about how you necessarily choose to be open towards it or not, because with this King of Swords here, this leads me to believe where it's like it's just really hard to approach you, or to just, again, as I was saying beforehand, Virgo, I was like, I feel like people project a lot onto you because you're a little bit of an enigma. Not a bad thing whatsoever, Virgo, but I think it's important to understand like how you present yourself to the world, because let me put it like this, Virgo. If you were to go outside right now, you have a much higher chance likelihood of getting into a getting into, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like a relationship that has substance. Like do you know what I mean? Where it's not just like a surface level thing, it's something that actually goes much deeper. If you knew right now would be the most opportune time to do it, would you take it up on that chance? That's like how this energy is for you right now, Virgo, where it's just like something either going on universally, energetically, darling, if you want to think from that type of grandness, or just by mere chance right now, Virgo, your tarot cards seem to be painting this picture in that there seems to be some really solid new connections that you could be with here. And I feel, aside from just my own personal reading style, and again, I don't like to make everything about romance, because I for one don't care about romance, so I'm not going to read about romance, make a focus on just romance, you know what I mean? But I also feel like the reason why I feel the need to say that is because I feel like it's multiple type of relationships that could occur here for you, Virgo. Like I feel like for some of you Virgos, you're going to be connected with people that you really relate to on a very like business or just like how practical manner. And I want to be pointing out, Virgo, is that I did Taurus's reading just before yours, and your King of Swords, I have your Celtic cross right here. Your King of Swords is right on top of the Queen of Swords that the Taurus was. Now obviously genders don't matter, darling. Look at me. But it's interesting pairing right here. And so I would be saying maybe look for a Taurus in that regard there, or maybe you are dealing with a Taurus in the coming days here. But overall, yeah, I feel like there's just like a lot of different potential relationships that you could be developing professionally, business wise, but also just in your personal life and dating life, Virgo. All right, so going into your power position here, you have the Nine of Pentacles, Virgo. So you are a little Miss or Mr. Independent right here. So Virgo, to me, I look at this energy and I want to challenge you a little bit about like where could you be pushing yourself more, because I feel like you're not really tapping into your highest potential here. And what do I mean by this is that I feel like there's something about you that's extremely talented, but it's like a sleeper skill. So let's just say, for example, Virgo, for me, like tarot readings has been a sleeper skill for me. I've been reading tarot cards since I was in high school. I've been just doing readings, but I only started a YouTube channel and doing professional readings for the past like 4 or 5 years. And so that was a sleeper skill up until that point where it's just like, oh, wait a minute, I can actually tap into this and do something with this. What is your sleeper skill, Virgo? Because I see as if you guys are sleeping on something, like sitting on like a golden egg, something that would be extremely profitable for you, Virgo, but you're not taking action on it. But you could really utilize this. All right. Now, Virgo, before we get into these last 3 cards here, I gotta let you know this is where a little bit of the drama comes in here that I was referencing at the beginning of this tarot reading. You have this 5 of Wands here, darling. Now, this 5 of Wands, this is a card of where it's just, if you even look at it, it's like people just beating each other with sticks, honey. This is honestly my least favorite card in the tarot deck. I know a lot of people, for some reason, are like afraid of the Death or the Tower card and stuff like that, even though I feel like we all know at this point in time, like it's not as crazy as pop culture likes to make it out to be. But the 5 of Wands is literally a card of just like conflict, people fighting and just jealousy. And so I do see like this jealousy air around you right now, and I feel like it's partially associated with like new connections that you come into. Now again, Virgo, my regulars can vouch for me in that I don't usually like to talk about like third-party dramas and stuff like that, but I really do get like this sensation, especially if it comes into like romance, or even when it comes to like professional, in the professional workplace. I feel as if like people have like their personal vendettas against people that you end up meeting for the first time, and so just be careful about that. Some type of third party outside influence, especially in the work related or like dating type of thing. It feels like there's just like people have a strong hatred, personal hatred. We all have our haters, right? So don't see that as like a red flag, but take that as you will. But also for you, Virgo, this really complements what I was saying about you beforehand, where it's like you're a little bit of an enigma. People are either intimidated or just overall just threatened by you and your intelligence and just what it is that you exude, Virgo, because people can't figure you out. And I really do feel like for you, there's this storyline that's very readily available for you to claim, Virgo, of where you start having, it sounds a little bit weird, but I see this as a reality that some of you guys are going to be taking, a path that you are taking, Virgo, for those that choose to lean into that gift that you're sitting on that I was talking about with the Nine of Pentacles. This new path leads to a lot more jealous eyes, which on paper doesn't sound like a very good thing, but darling, I would rather have a bunch of jealous people, honey, if it means that like my financial situation picks up here, right? Page of Pentacles, right? So really reinforcing this message here of a new stream of revenue for you, Virgo. It also represents the Page of Pentacles, like someone extending out their pentacle to you, trying to communicate and connect with you as well. So all these messages are really layered here. And again, the main reason as to why things are seemingly so positive right now for you, Virgo, again, we could see this from a grandiose spiritual sense where it's like your spiritual team, the universe is blessing you, or you can just be seeing this in a way where it's like right now, for whatever reason, the Wheel of Fortune is just actively turning in your favor and switching things up for you. But I suspect due to this Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't just turn one way, Virgo, it turns both ways. And so due for this for this to be announced, it lets me know that you probably were going through a streak of bad luck, maybe having like vehicle issues, technical issues for a while now. It's switching up. Things are looking pretty positive for you, Virgo. But the last thing I'm going to be saying here, Virgo, that I feel like just overall encapsulates everything in this message, socially as well as career wise for you, is this Five of Pentacles. All right. So this Five of Pentacles, this is the card of imposter syndrome. This is the card of abandonment issues. All right. This is the card of just straight up just insecurity due to narratives that we tell ourselves, and also due to what has happened in our past that has impacted our sense of self-worth and self-identity, darling. All right. And so just be making sure, you don't need me to be unpacking this too deep for you, Virgo. You guys, again, are extremely intelligent, so you guys are able to be going within and figure it out. But just make sure that you're not allowing your Five of Pentacles, that those insecurities, that imposter syndrome, or the things that have happened in the past influence you from not giving you credit to where credit's due when it comes to hidden talents that we talked about beforehand, when it comes to new relationships that start appearing in your life. Don't allow your insecurity to stop a new connection coming in because you convince yourself that you're not interesting enough or worthy enough for love, or worthy enough for new friendships that people find you interesting. You absolutely are, Virgo. So this is the tarot reading that I have for you today. Let's see if there's any final thoughts when it comes to tarot cards before I send you off on the rest of your Monday, Virgo. Four of Wands coming in here, Three of Swords, as well as the Eight of Wands. Yeah, ultimately, just what I was talking about beforehand, Virgo, when it came to that Wheel of Fortune, where I was saying is like y'all probably recently, Virgo, were going through it with a bunch of disappointments and pain here. You're actively going into this new portion of your path here, leaving this Three of Swords. Eight of Wands is a card of fast forward movement. Where are you going to? Four of Wands, to the specific parts of your life where your life are meant to be hitting certain waypoints, right? The Four of Wands is always a card that can represent marriage, but it also can just represent people like your soul family, your soul tribe. Let me get a different tarot deck actually, to show that to the Virgos that don't care. What am I even trying to say, Virgo? To the Virgos that are actually interested in seeing the Four of Wands depicted as more than just like the romantic, because I do feel like it's important to have that aspect be seen, because again, Virgo, I do definitely see like love can be a strong component to this tarot reading. I also want to stress that it is just people that you would consider like part of your soul tribe. Not all soulmates have to be romantic type of thing here. And of course, the Four of Wands that I'm trying to find for you right now, Virgo, is probably going to be the very last thing that I see in here, so I could just show you the artwork of it. But anyways, Virgo, this is the tarot reading that I have for you. Ultimately, this seems to be a really positive time for you. I would be really suggesting for you to start taking more risks, all right? Because just overall the energy is working in your favor. And perfect timing here. This is just what I wanted to point out to you beforehand, just ultimately like your soul tribe coming in. So I don't know, that was important to me. Maybe no one cared, but I care. So I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want further clarity of what's going on in your life, Virgo, you can book a private reading with me. The link down below, SimplyVelca.com. Bye, darling.